The wounds of Jesus Christ are the clear picture of who we are and what we do to other people. So the wounds are injuries to the flesh, soul, and spirit, and it could be caused by other or by myself. And most of the time, the suffering that I get through are caused by myself. So to touch the wounds of Jesus indicates to touch the cause of all evil, and it makes us conscious of what we are suffering and what we do to other people to suffer. And the only way to change our attitude and our action is to touching the wounds of Jesus, is to touch our wounds and to touch the wounds, the sores of other people. So that's the way we can change life in this world. So some examples of wounds today: our illness, our difficulties in our relationship with our spouse or with children and so on. Our difficulties in a relationship with co-workers, our fears, financial problems, the lack of faith, our vices, our sins, our hatred, persecution, envy, and so on. There are many wounds that make us suffering and cause suffering to other people. So when we touch the wounds, the sores, so we are telling to the world something amazing. The life is happening during the sores, during the wounds. There is no way to separate. Now I'm cured, I'm free from every illness, and now I'm happy. No. There all the time something going on in your life that you cause to yourself or are caused by others. They cause some suffering on you. And there is no life without sores. There is no life without wounds. So there is no victory without sacrifices. And the apostle make it very clear. It says, if I don't touch Jesus Christ, his wound in the side of Christ, I will not believe. What he's saying, he's making clear that the wounds of the crucified one is the same resurrected. So the wounds of Jesus is happening during the resurrection, is present in the resurrection, is present in the victory of Jesus. So that's why the wounds of Jesus are the fount of peace. Jesus said, the peace be with you. So if you are not in peace and you are not instrument of peace because you are not touching the wounds of the people who are suffering. Why do we have so many wars in the world in our days? Because there are some people, they just have the power in their mind and they want to dominate the world, but they forget to touch the wounds of Jesus that are present in the victims. They are present in the children who are suffering, dying on the war. So when we touch the wounds of Jesus present in the people and the victims of violence, so we come back to our source, the source of Jesus Christ, that the wounds of Jesus are the fount of peace, and so we become the instrument of peace. The wounds of Jesus are the fount of mercy. Jesus is saying, I want to put life in your misery. Just give me a chance to approach you and come close to you and take your misery, your wounds, and heal it, and you become alive, you become whole again. The wounds of Jesus are the fount of salvation. Stop paying back to others what they did to you. If you suffer something that other caused you, just pay it back with good, because Jesus already paid the price for you. You don't have to be evil just to pay back. No, do good, even though if some people do bad things to you. The wounds of Jesus are the fount of happiness, of joy. And if you are really sad in your life, go to see some ill person in the hospital. Go to see some elderly. Go to see some people who are abandoned. They want to change you. There you have to show how big is your God. If not, you want to become sad and you want to die in sadness. And that's something amazing. Jesus is showing, look, I already have the wounds here. I can show you the world. And I came up victorious to give you joy and happiness. So the wounds also are the fount of victory, of resurrection, and is showing us that we are not made for failure. We are made to be victorious as Jesus Christ. We are made to be resurrected as Jesus Christ. So the resurrection of Jesus Christ rehabilitate us to look our past and say we are healed, and to live our presence as a disciple of Jesus Christ, and to dream with the future that the world and the life can be better for everyone. The wounds of Jesus Christ are the fount of the strength of our faith. It's not the wounds that they determine our faith. On the opposite, the wounds give us a strength, but it's our faith that determines how we handle the wounds in our life, and the wounds of the other people, and the wounds of the world. The wounds of Jesus Christ are the fount of mission. Jesus breathed over them and said, as the Father sent me, I send you. Go and forgive. If you forgive someone, he will be forgiven. If not, he will not be forgiven. So why Jesus is starting the mission of the apostle with forgiveness? Because they are suffering with persecution. They are very fearful, and they are suffering all the wounds that Jesus already suffered. So you started, even though they don't deserve mercy, even though they don't deserve forgiveness, start with forgiveness, because this is the open door that Jesus Christ can reign. This forgiveness is open the door for the cure, for the holiness, and for to become whole again as human being. So the forgiveness is showing to the world and to every one of us that the wounds of Jesus Christ are the fount of peace, of mercy, of salvation, of joy, of victory, and of strength in our faith.